welcome to WaAfrika Online. Today we bring you part 2 of the story of South Sudanese model Nykhor Paul. This segment focuses on her transition in the US after leaving the refugee camp in Ethiopia with her auntie and uncle upon being granted political asylum. When she got to the US, she was fascinated by so many things. One of them was the toilets and how it flushed. She later enrolled at an American school to learn English while settling in the US. Her uncle and auntie found it harder to transition into the American life. She was not getting along with them at all as a teenager. She couldn't focus at school. Her relatives had 4 kids, so she had to be the babysitter and had to cook at least 4 stews a day. She felt like a housewife while her relatives worked. Things got worse when her relatives started abusing her. One day at school, her teachers noticed she would come with either a scar or a swollen eye. She was then placed in foster care to protect her from her relatives. While living in foster care at the age of 13, she would get comments from people at church and school asking her whether she's a model. One day she was going to the mall, and while walking around, there was a scouting taking place. And the judges kept on staring at her because she was so tall. One of the judges, who was from Ford Models Chicago, approached her and told her she was doing a scouting. The judge said to her, "I think you are amazing. You should come audition for us." Nykhor was kind of hesitant to cast, but then she had a change of heart and decided to give it a chance. Even though she did not win, the experience sparked an interest in modeling. She then enrolled at a modeling school before spending the summer while trying her luck in modeling in California. There were photographers who wanted to work with her through the modeling school, but unfortunately, something happened to her there. She almost got raped, and it just turned her away from modeling. As if that wasn't enough, her foster mom was going through a divorce, and single foster mothers were not allowed to foster children in that state. So she had to move again. She did a couple of modeling jobs after people encouraging her to take on modeling as a career. They told her if she did modeling, she can make a good amount of money, and she can help her family in the refugee camp and also help herself. But she could only make it if she moved to New York. She was only 15 at the time. She had to work hard to raise funds to make that a reality. So she was working simultaneously at McDonald's and Burger King, where she recounts how she used to mix up the orders. Her youth pastor got her the job because she didn't have papers then, due to the fact that her uncle did not give her her immigration papers when she left. She then got a job at a local grocery store while attending high school. Then after that, enrolled at a local university to study biology and psychology before working as an abattoir. She worked there for 1 year and managed to save $15,000. That is when she moved to the complete jungle where dreams are made of, New York City, in search of better opportunities as a model. Once she got to New York, she started to educate herself about the industry. She was now an adult and no longer living in foster care or with friends and relatives, but soon learned that landing a high-profile modeling job was not as easy as she had thought. She was being rejected by agencies. Some agencies she approached even told her they had someone like her. This had her so confused, because while people kept on telling her she looks like a model, agencies were turning her down. She started wondering who was telling the truth. They were telling her, if you're not modeling, you need to be modeling. It drove her mad. As if going from one agency to another and hearing so many no's was not enough, things got bad. She was living with another fellow South Sudanese model, Nykhor Paul. They could not afford rent. The first night she slept in a park and ended up homeless. She kept on asking herself, I came to America for opportunities. America is the land of opportunities. Why the hell are my opportunities not happening? After all the ups and downs, she got a job as a hostess at a French restaurant. And while at it, she eventually landed an agency through a model scout. Although it wasn't her first choice, she still took it. Then came her first editorial in Glamour magazine. And in September 2008, a couple of months after she moved to New York City, she booked the coveted New York Fashion Week. And like they say, the rest is history. Stay tuned for part 3 of Nykhor Paul's story, which is also the final segment. Thank you so much for watching WaAfrika Online. Keep well.